Hello students, welcome to Vidya Mirar. This video is made for class 10 on chapter number 4, quadratic equations, and today we are going to begin with exercise 4.3. Question number 1. Find the roots of the following quadratic equations if they exist by the method of completing the square. Now we are given 4 parts of these questions. Let us do this one by one and understand it as it is a new concept over here. 2x square minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now what you will do is you will take the constant on the right hand side and you will write it as 2x square minus 7x is equal to minus 3. Now if you look at your left hand side, we will make this in a formula of a plus b the whole square. That means it should come something like a square plus 2ab plus b square or a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now if you look here, we don't have b square, we have a square, like 2x square if I consider, let it be a, minus 7x we will try to convert it into 2ab form, and then there should be b square. There is no b square. For finding out the b square, we will do the next step and we will add those both right hand side and left hand side. So for further clarifications, first thing is we will try to make x square as a single element. We will divide it by 2. It has 2 with it. So what we are going to do is we will divide by 2. Why? Because we need 2ab. The formula is a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now we need 2ab, we need 2 over here. So what we are going to do is first we will divide both the elements by 2. If we do that, we will get x square minus 7x upon 2 is equal to minus 3 upon 2. Now if you look, x square will represent your a form. It should come minus 2ab. 2ab means we should have something with 2. So we can't do that. What we are going to do is we will multiply and divide with 2 with the x variable. So 7x upon 2, what we are going to do is we will multiply with 2. So it becomes 2 into x into 7 upon 2. 1 2 is already there and we will do multiply by further 2. Multiply by 2. So now this situation has become 2ab. What 2 is already there. What is a? A is your x form. What is your b? 7 upon 4. And our formula states that it should be a square minus 2ab plus b square. So b is 7 upon 4. What we are going to do is we will add 7 upon 4 the whole square on both the sides. Means right hand side also and left hand side also. So our equation will become x square minus 2 into x into 7 upon 4 plus 7 upon 4 the whole square. Now this is representing the formula of a minus b the whole square, which can be rewritten is equal to 7 upon 4 the whole square, which is 49 upon 16 minus 3 upon 2. So after solving this we get 25 upon 16. Our left hand side has square. So if I want to remove the square, my right hand side should be the square root, which will become plus or minus 5 upon 4. That means my x will become 7 upon 4 plus minus 5 upon 4. One x will be with the plus, other x will be with the minus. So on solving this, we get x is equal to 3 or x is equal to 1 by 2. Let's practice more with the second part. 2x square plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. Let us make x square as single element and let us divide it by 2 both the sides. So it becomes x square plus x upon 2 is equal to 2. Now we have to represent this formula a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now how we are going to do it? For the middle element x, I need to multiply it with 2. So 2 multiplied by x multiplied by 1 upon 2 is already there and multiply by 2. That means with 2 I am multiplying and dividing the center element or the x variable with plus 1 upon 4 the whole square. Now from where I have got 1 upon 4? Because if you look into the explanation, x square plus 2 into x into 1 upon 4, that becomes 2 into a into b. Your a is x, your b is 1 upon 4. And the formula states that a square plus 2ab plus b square. So my b is 1 upon 4 from the equation. So I will do 1 upon 4 the whole square. I will put it right side also and left hand side also, only then I can equate it. Now I can rewrite my equation now. This becomes x plus 1 upon 4 the whole square is equal to 2 plus 1 upon 16. We will solve this. It becomes 33 upon 16. I need to remove square from my left hand side. So x plus 1 upon 4 is equal to plus minus of square root of 33 upon 4. So now I can rewrite it. It becomes x is equal to plus minus root 3 upon 4 minus 1 upon 4, which becomes x is either root 33 minus 1 upon 4 or minus of root 3 minus 1 upon 4. This is how we are going to find the values of x. Next, 4x square plus 4 root 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. Now this can be converted into your a plus b the whole square form. How we can do that? See, your 4 can be written as 2 square. So we can write it as 2x the whole square plus 2 into ab. What is a? 2x. We have found out. What is b? b is in a form of root 3. So when you do 2 into 2x into root 3, it becomes 4 root 3x, which is your center element x variable. Plus, now how should I write 3 now? When I do root 3 square, root 3 into root 3, I will get 3. So I can write root 3 the whole square, which is equal to 0. It means this has represented the formula of a plus b the whole square. Your a is 2x and your b is root 3. So I can write it as 2x plus root 3 the whole square is equal to 0. Now what does it mean? It is double 2 times. So that means my x is equal to minus root 3 upon 2 or x is equal to minus root 3 upon 2. The values of x will remain the same and it will come 2 times. Next, 2x square plus x plus 4 is equal to 0. So how will I write this? Let 4 be taken to the other hand side. So it becomes 2x square plus x is equal to minus 4. Now let me divide the whole element by 2. It becomes x square plus 1 upon 2x is equal to minus 2. Now what is the next rule? I will multiply and divide the x variable with the 2. So x square plus 2 into x into 1 upon 2 multiplied by 2 is equal to minus 2. Now if you look over here, what is your a? A is your x. What is your b? B is 1 upon 4. How do you know that? Because it is in a formula of a square plus 2ab. 2 into a into b. A is x and b is 1 upon 4. And to write b square, it should be 1 upon 4 the whole square. So I will add 1 upon 4 whole square on both the side, right side also and left side also. So this becomes x square plus 2 into x into 1 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4 the whole square is equal to 1 upon 4 the whole square minus 2. So your left hand side represents the formula of a plus b the whole square. So it is written as x plus 1 upon 4 the whole square, which is equal to 1 upon 16 minus 2. On solving this, we get minus 31 upon 16. Now we already know that the square of numbers cannot be negative, so we cannot find the real roots of the following equation. Question number 2. Find the roots of the quadratic equation given in question number 1 above by applying the quadratic formula. So please remember the quadratic formula. It is minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. This is the formula which you need to remember. You will find the value of a, b and c with the help of your equation, which is given as 2x square minus 7x plus 3 equal to 0. So your a is 2, your b is minus 7, your c is 3. So just put it into the formula. You will find the values of x. So x is equal to 7 plus minus square root of 49 minus 24 upon 4. So 49 minus 24 is 25 and square root of 25 is 5. So x is equal to 7 plus minus 5 upon 4. So now find the values of x individually. 7 plus 5 upon 4, or it will be 7 minus 5 upon 4. So x comes out to be 3 or 1 by 2. 2x square plus x minus 4 is equal to 0. From this, a is 2, b is 1, c is minus 4. Formula for this is minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So just put these values into the formula. You will get minus 1 plus minus square root of 1 plus 32 upon 4, which is minus 1 plus minus root 33 upon 4. So plus minus means one we will do with plus sign and other we will do with minus sign. So the value of x is minus 1 plus root 33 upon 4 or minus 1 minus root 33 upon 4. 4x square plus 4 root 3x plus 3 equal to 0. So a is 4, b is 4 root 3 and c is 3. So formula is minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Your b is 4 root 3. So it is minus 4 root 3 plus minus square root of 48 minus 48 upon 8. So your answer is root 3 upon 2, because 48 minus 48 is 0. So you are left with two values of x is minus root 3 upon 2. 2x square plus x plus 4 equal to 0. A is 2, b is 1, c is 4. Put it into the formula minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. It becomes minus 1 plus minus square root of 1 minus 32 upon 4, which is minus 1 plus minus root 31 upon 4. Now this is coming in a negative, so we don't have a real solution for this equation. Find the roots of the following equations. X minus 1 upon x is equal to 3. So take the LCM, solve it. You get the equation x square minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0, which is in the form of a square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. That is the quadratic equation. And we can find the values of a as 1, b as minus 3 and c as minus 1. We can put this in the formula which we are going to use to find the roots. That is minus b plus minus square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a, which is equal to minus of minus 3 plus minus square root of 9 plus 4. This becomes 3 plus minus root 13 upon 2. So one will with the plus sign and one with the minus sign. So x is equal to 3 plus root 13 upon 2, or x is equal to 3 minus root 13 upon 2. 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. Take the LCM, find the values in your equation. After solving, it becomes minus 11 upon x plus 4 into x minus 7 is equal to 11 upon 30. Cross multiply, 11 gets cancelled. It becomes minus 30 is equal to x plus 4 into x minus 7. So we can open the bracket and solve it. It becomes the quadratic equation x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. We can solve this with the help of middle term splitting. So it becomes x square minus 2x minus x plus 2 equal to 0, and the values of x comes as 1 or 2. Now we can easily find out middle term for this equation, but if we are not able to find out the middle term method, then we can apply the quadratic equation formula which we have used it earlier. Question number 4. The sum of the reciprocals of Rahman's ages in years 3 years ago and 5 years from now is 1 upon 3. Find his present age. So let the Rahman's age be x. So 3 years ago it will be x minus 3, and 5 years after it will be x plus 5. And they are saying sum of their reciprocal. Reciprocal becomes 1 upon x minus 3 and 1 upon x plus 5. Their sum, we will add it, is equal to 1 upon 3. Take the LCM, cross multiply. After solving, you will reach to the quadratic equation, that is x square minus 4x minus 21. This can be also further solved with the help of middle term splitting. So we can directly use x square minus 7x plus 3x minus 21 equal to 0. After finding the factors, we got the value x as 7 or x is coming as minus 3. Now we know age can never be negative number. So Rahman's present age is 7 years according to the question. In a class test, the sum of Shefali's marks in mathematics and English is 30. Had she got 2 marks more in mathematics and 3 marks less in English, the product of their marks would have been 210. So let Shefali's marks in maths be x. So English it will become 30 minus x, because total is 30. In mathematics they are saying 2 marks more, so x plus 2. In English they are saying 3 marks less, so 30 minus x minus 3, which becomes 27 minus x, and product of their marks is equal to 210. So x plus 2 into 27 minus x is equal to 210. After opening the bracket and solving, you reach to the equation x square minus 25x plus 156 equal to 0. Again here we are able to use the middle term splitting. With that we can find out the common factors, and we got the value x is equal to 12 or 13, which means if she is getting marks in maths are 12, then English marks will be 18, and if the marks in maths are 13, then English marks will be 17. Both the cases are possible. Question 6. The diagonal of a rectangular field is 60 meters more than the shortest side, and if the longer side is 30 meters more than the shortest side, find the sides of the field. Now let the shorter side be x meters, so larger side will be x plus 30 and diagonal will become x plus 60. Using Pythagoras theorem and by applying the formula of a plus b the whole square, we can form a quadratic equation. Now hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Hypotenuse is x plus 60, perpendicular is x since it's the shorter side, and base is x plus 30. By using the formula of a plus b the whole square, we get a quadratic equation x square minus 60x minus 2700 is equal to 0. Now this can be solved with the help of middle term splitting, and we get the factors as x minus 90, x plus 30, where x is 90 or minus 30. Since the field size cannot be into a negative form, so the shorter side will be 90 meters and the larger side will become 90 plus 30, which is 120. The difference of squares of two numbers is 180. The square of smaller number is 8 times the larger number. Find the two numbers. Now let the larger number and smaller number be given in x and y. Now x square minus y square is 180, as they are telling us the difference of the square. So it means if I want to find out y square, the square of smaller number is 8 times the larger number. So that means, so y is my smaller number, so square of a smaller number is y square is equal to 8x. Now we can substitute this y square is equal to 8x into the first equation, that is x square minus y square is equal to 180. We get x square minus 8x is equal to 180, and it can be converted into quadratic equation, that is x square minus 8x minus 180 equal to 0. Now this can be also solved with the help of middle term splitting, and with this we found the factors x as 18 or it is minus 10. Now if I take y square is equal to 8x and I put the value of x over here, in that case if you see, y square comes out to be 144 in the first case, and in the second case it comes out to be minus 80. Now negative number is not possible, so we will take the larger number as 18. So x will be considered as 18. So y square is 144 we have just thought. So square root of 144 if we do, it will become plus minus 12. So smaller number can be possible in plus minus 12, which means the numbers are 18 and 12 or 18 and minus 12. A train travels 360 km at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 5 km per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. Find the speed of the train. So what we will do, let the speed of the train be x km per hour. Now time taken will be, what is the formula for time taken? Time is distance upon speed. So distance given to us is 360. So upon speed will become upon x, because speed we have assumed as x. Now they are saying if the speed is 5 km more, so speed is x, so x plus 5, it would have taken 1 hour less than the journey. Find the speed. So it becomes 360 minus 1 upon x, because it is taking 1 hour less, which is equal to total becomes 360. Open the bracket and see, you will get an equation x square plus 5x minus 10x minus 1800 equal to 0. We can find the common factors over here, which comes out to be x plus 45, x minus 40. That means x is either 40 or minus 45. Since the speed cannot be in negative figure, so we can say the speed of the train is 40 km per hour. Two water taps together can fill a tank in 9.3 upon 8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each tap can separately fill the tank. Now let us assume the time taken by smaller pipe be x hours. So time taken by the larger pipe will be x minus 10 hours because it is taking 10 hours less. So part of the tank filled by smaller pipe in 1 hour will be 1 upon x, and for larger pipe it will take 1 upon x minus 10, and we will take the reciprocal. Similarly, here the tank filled is taking 93 upon 8 hours, which means 75 upon 8. So take its reciprocal, so 8 upon 75, that becomes together part. So 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10 is equal to 8 upon 75. Take the LCM, cross multiply. You will reach the equation 8x square minus 230x plus 750 is equal to 0. You can solve this with the help of middle term splitting, and you will see that you get the factors x minus 25, 8x minus 30 equal to 0. It means x is either 25 or it is 30 upon 8. So this means time taken by smaller pipe cannot be possible in points, that is 30 upon 8, as the time taken by the larger pipe will become negative in this case, and hence it is not possible. When you substitute these values, you will find that when we put the values of the x as 30 upon 8, then in the case of larger pipe, the answer is coming as negative. It is not possible. So we will take the value of pipe individually by smaller pipe, and larger pipe will be 25 and 15 hours respectively. An express train takes 1 hour less than a passenger train to travel 132 km between Mysore and Bangalore without taking into consideration the time they stopped at intermediate stations. If the average speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more than that of the passenger train, find the speed of the two trains. So let the average speed be x km per hour for the passenger train, and for the express train it will become x plus 11 km per hour, because they are telling us the average speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more than that of the passenger train, and passenger train we are assuming the speed as x, so the express train speed will become x plus 11. Now time taken by the express train to cover 132 km is equal to 1 hour. So that is, in 1 hour it is covering 132 kilometers, which is, now they are telling about Mysore and Bangalore part. So for what will happen, the situation will become 132 upon x minus 132 upon x plus 11 is equal to 1, because we are finding the distance between the Mysore and Bangalore, that is covering in 1 hour. So the situation becomes like this: cross multiply, take the LCM, you will get x square plus 11x minus 1452 equal to 0. After solving it, you can solve it by middle term splitting. You get the factors as x plus 44 and x minus 33, which means that x is minus 44 or 33, and speed cannot be in negative figure. So that means the speed of the passenger train will be taken as 33 and speed of the express train will be taken as 44. Sum of the areas of two squares is 468 meters square. If the difference of their perimeter is 24 meter, find the sides of the two squares. Now here let the sides of the two square be x meter and y meters, and perimeter will become 4x and 4y respectively. So area of their squares, so it becomes x square and y square, because sides we are taking at s and y. Now what are we given? We are given that 4x minus 4y is equal to 24. It is divisible by 4. So it becomes x minus y is equal to 6. So we can find out x from here, that is x is equal to y plus 6. Now we are also told the difference between their perimeter is 24, and sum of the areas of two squares is 468. So sum of the areas, so x square plus y square is equal to 468. Now in this we can put the values of x so that we can get in one variable form, that is y. We got 2y square plus 12y plus 432 equal to 0. We can further divide it and simplify and use the middle term splitting. We get the factors 18 and 12. So that is y plus 18 and y minus 12. So y is minus 18 or 12. Now the sides cannot be in negative form. So it means the side of the squares are 12 meters and 18 meters respectively. That's all for this exercise, children. It was a quite long exercise. There were 11 questions in this. Please practice them. There are different way of solving the quadratic equation. Somewhere you can use middle term splitting, somewhere you have to use completing the square, and somewhere you have to also use the quadratic equation formula. If nothing is possible, then you have to use that. Please remember all the methods, because in the question they can specify by which method you have to solve it, or sometimes you have to use your own mind to choose whichever calculations you find it easier. Thank you children so much for watching the video till the end. Very soon I am going to come with the next video. Till then, see you children. Goodbye. Take care.